Hello and welcome to our 7 spiritual laws of yoga. We're going to start in sitting today because we're going to begin with a pranayama. So rather than lying down and coming to sitting, we're going to start in sitting. And if you could please find a comfy spot for yourself, and you can use a back support if you need to, sitting cross-legged, and bring your hands into mudra, index finger and thumb connecting, palms uppermost or even down, resting on the knees, spine erect, chin retracts. And let the eyes close and place the tongue lightly behind the 2 front teeth. And to calm the body and mind, let's become aware of our natural breath. The inhale and the exhale of a natural breath. The inhale, belly rises. Exhale, navel draws back to spine. And all we're going to focus on for the moment is just slowing it down, the breath, and bringing the breath, the awareness to the belly. Long, slow, deep breath. Just awareness of slowing and calming the breath. Tongue lightly a 5-point. Letting go of any cares, worries, distractions with the awareness of the breath. Coming fully present, fully grounded. And as we sit here, have the intention to feel grounded, to feel earthed. So our sit bones connecting to the floor. Feeling a steady seat, that's what asana means. And then just allow the natural breath to occur in its own time and its own way. So the principle we are focusing on today is the law of karma, associated with a Tuesday and associated with the root chakra. So we are focusing on earthing and feeling rooted and stable today. So this is one reason we're starting with the breath awareness in sitting. And we will say our mantra, my actions are aligned with the universe. Om Kriyam Namaha. And we say this out loud with me. My actions are aligned with the universe. Om Kriyam Namaha. My actions are aligned with the universe. Om Kriyam Namaha. And just the Sanskrit. Om Kriyam Namaha. Whisper. Om Kriyam Namaha. And silently in our head. Just repeat that. And as we know, we don't even need to know the meaning of the mantra for it to benefit us. So when we practice today, we are aware of our actions, the choices we make. So we choose the most nourishing choices. And this applies clearly to our class today, but beyond that, we become witnesses of the choices we make. So the choices we make, whether it's a physical decision to take an asana today, or it's something, a choice, another choice in life, that we're conscious, we become conscious choice makers. And as a result, our actions will bring maximum benefit to our health, our healing, our higher good. So just hold that in your awareness. And to help this sense of being grounded and calm and stable, we're going to come now to a few rounds of Nadi Shodhana. Rather than doing it at the end today, I've made a conscious choice to do this at the beginning, because if we can sort our breathing out, if we're breathing calmly and well, everything else will follow. Our whole health, our well-being, our peace of mind flows naturally. So we're familiar with Nadi Shodhana, but we're going to add in a breath hold today. First of all, let's focus on the basic one so we all remember it. So we close off the right nostril with our left thumb, and we place the index finger and middle finger on the third eye. So I'll just speak you through the first couple of rounds. We breathe in left, close left nostril with your ring finger, breathe out right, breathe in right nostril, close it off with your thumb, breathe out left. So that was one round. Again, just like that. Breathe in left, close, breathe out right, breathe in right, close, breathe out left. Now for just a few rounds, just establish that pattern. So in left, close left, out right, in right, close right, out left. That was one round. So we'll do this 3 more times, just as we are. Now, if you're comfortable with that, and if you feel uncertain, please stay with that. But we're going to introduce a breath hold. So we're going to breathe in for the count of 4 in the left. So make sure you're starting on your left. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Close left. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out right, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out left, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out right, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Breathe out left, 2, 3, 4. Now continue in your own time with that nice steady, calm breath with the breath hold. I'm not going to speak about breath holding and why it's so helpful and why it's so helpful to slow down the breath. I'm sure you all know about this. Let's just stay with that pattern for today. But in time, as we get more experience, and if you do practice pranayama, the intention is to slow down even more the hold and the breath out, because this calms the mind and it helps us feel steady, focused, with a calm, steady breath. So I'd like you to work with whatever feels comfortable to you. If you're not comfortable with breath hold for any reason, that's fine, don't do it. If you're just comfortable with the in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4, carry on. If by any chance you're familiar with pranayama and you'd like to try at least extending your breath out to the count of 6, feel free. This normally takes a little while to practice to really become good at this, so we're not going to spend too long, but just so we get the idea of it. So I'd like us to finish with the breath out through the left nostril. And when you have finished, just sit quietly and see the effect this may have already had on you. Hopefully already you feel more calm, more centered. Now pranayama is a whole practice in itself, and I'm absolutely convinced to know that it's absolutely essential to our well-being. In fact, when we go to India on our retreats, Dr. Kuchinard teaches the pranayama session, because as a doctor, she, again, a little bit like me, says it's key. It's absolutely key to our well-being. So as a separate practice, it's really valuable. We'll keep coming back to this. And in time, we have the intention to exhale for twice the amount of time we breathe in. Anyway, whatever your experience is fine, so just hold it with you, observing how you feel, not worrying if it's all a bit new and you don't feel it helps at all. Like anything, it takes practice. So we're going to, as we're in sitting, we're going to stay in sitting for the moment, and we're placing the soles of the feet together, and we're going to begin with this physical practice of the Sufi roll, which we have used before. So we sit the soles of the feet together, and we're going to bring the awareness to the root chakra, and we begin to circle around. And it is a lovely day here at the moment, so perhaps you could think that you're sitting somewhere really beautiful and silent and peaceful in nature, and you are doing this Sufi roll, and the awareness is on the fact that you're connected to Mother Earth, you're earthed, you're grounded, and you feel the energy, the kundalini, and you may actually experience this physical sensation in your root chakra. So we know the color is red, and we're just going to flow with the breath. So as from next week, I will be using music again, and I have some really beautiful music, which I'm excited to be able to use again, and flow with the breath. And see if you can maybe go a little bit further forward and a little bit further back as we loosen the lower back and the hips and the whole of the pelvic region, and then go the other way. Again, I invite you to keep your eyes closed and just feel the sensation without a judgment. But definitely, if you can, go a bit deeper. And I know I've mentioned this before, but just in case you missed the class, one of the things that stands out most to me about the film Avatar was when the blue avatar, the lady avatar, was in the forest with her fellow avatars, and they were all doing this, and they were in a lovely forest, and they were sort of humming and things, and you just really got that sense of, that connection and of being in nature. So we do this a few more times. Don't feel anything needs to be rushed, just take it steady. As a Vata disposition, I have to focus on being calm and not rushing things. When we start to rush or get agitated, that's in Ayurveda, we talk that about our Vata aspect, which we all have in us, of course, being out of balance. And then we're going to do another one in this sequence. We're going to sit up and we're going to do lion's breath now. So we're going to look up, stick the tongue out, and make a lion's roar as you make a C-shaped curve. So I'll just sit sideways so you can see. Breathe in, look to the sky. So it's this C-shaped curve. Inhale, lion's breath. And just focusing on the breath. Again, you might like to use this opportunity to spit out, name negative thoughts, emotions that are not serving us now. Couple more. Last one coming up. Now hold the down position and just drop down. And there's another one in this sequence. It's the swaying seaweed. So now we imagine we're seaweed on the sea bed, and we're swaying, and we're in water, and just allow, again, this is quite a free one, there's no rigidity at all, and quite the reverse. And imagine your seaweed, and we're going to add in arm movements, and again, those arm movements can be just how you feel. you keep the eyes closed, you're going to much more likely just flow and not be thinking, oh gosh, what should I be doing? Just imagine. You can maybe keep the hands on the floor, whatever feels good to you. It's all about just being free and loosening and feeling that sense of connection to, now in the case, the seabed as opposed to grass or something like that. And it's a lovely way of loosening. Good. Now we're going to take a side stretch. So you're going to open out and look to one palm. Trot the head down, breathing in, breathing out, and look to the palms. So adding in the sway, but the reaching up, looking up. That's it, lovely. Good, everybody. Nice moves. One more, and we'll hold it on this side. Hold it, open out. And then come to the other side. Lift up, hold it, open out. Keep breathing, and bring it back down. Good. Roll the shoulders. Have a little bit of a shake out. Bring the legs together. Shake the legs. So let's come straight into feet. And we'll do a little bit of our Bhastrika Pranayama now, as we know, for our joints. So with our intention, try and separate your toes and breathe into your toes. Try and separate your toes. I have to show it with my fingers because I don't demonstrate well with my feet. That's it. Full awareness, direct the prana. So Bhastrika is obviously a more energizing pranayama. It's a deliberate one. It's to rid the body of toxins, and we begin to circle. That is not the sort of breath we're looking for in daily life. We want this nice, calm, steady, slow breath. So of course, as we practice yoga, this is ideal. But we don't want to be looking for these really hard, rapid breaths, other than when we're using it, we go the other way, but the circling by the way. I just want to tell you that you're doing your circle. We don't want to have this really rapid, hard breath. And the wonderful thing, I was talking about the oxygen advantage if you're on catch-up, which is a new class coming up. You are not looking for a really strong breath like you would associate with some obviously athletics and cardio work. We're aiming, even when we're doing the cardio work, we're aiming for a steady, calm breath. It's very interesting. Not something I can go into now, but something that actually is, just as the word says, gives us a wonderful oxygen advantage. So I'm excited about this. I think it would be wonderful for us all. So bring up the right knee and we'll extend the leg. And as we know, we just take it nice and steady and support the knee if we have injuries of the knee, or if we'd like to go a little quicker, that's okay. Direct your prana into the knee. So making the right choice. What is the right choice for me? As we extend the leg, begin to circle the big toe in the air. So feeling into that right knee. If this is troubling your spine, sitting up, you can always lie down for this. Go one way and then the other, around about 8 or 10 circles in each direction. And be conscious, as we practice, am I conscious of the choices I'm making? Is this going to benefit me? Is this going to serve me today, the choice I'm making? Let's massage the joints. So this sort of work I would definitely recommend as a daily practice. And of course, self-massage is also very grounding, so to help us feel that sense of calmness and stability. We come to the other leg now. Extend the leg and trace the circle in the air. That's it. Nice big circle. Just feeling into the knee. Go the other direction. Nice and steady. Can we keep our minds calm as we practice, or is the mind darting off all over the place? If it is, just come back to the sensation in the knee, the breath and the mantra. These are all going to keep the mind calm and help it focus. Then our self-massage of the knees and the ankles and the lower limbs. We've done hips, So we're not going to do the hips again, other than we did at the beginning, but let's come into our cross sitting as in the easy position, or the shoelace, right leg across, bend the left knee, stack the two knees, and be on the two sit bones. So again, make sure we're earth, we don't want to be all lopsided, no good for our alignment. So if you want to use cushions or something to help you be earthed and grounded, please do. Come to wrists. Take the thumb under and begin to circle the wrist. Again, nice and calm, nice and steady. Tongue at 5 points, checking in with how the wrists are feeling. Go one way, then the other. Good. Elbows, open out the chest. So again, we don't want to be all hunched. Let's open out, feel elevated. Go the other way. And then place the hands on the shoulders and begin big shoulder circles. So clearly the awareness in the shoulders, but also, as we know, spiritually, emotionally on the heart. And the other direction. We've got one more. Place the left hand on the heart, right hand on the left. Come in a moment. Breathing into the heart. Again, just tune into your breath. So this mindful awareness, is my breath calm and steady? If our breath is calm and steady, the mind will follow suit. So always just coming, tuning back into the breath. Good. Release. And let's take that little bit of a hinge forward, that zigzag forward. Feel that extra draw and pull in the right buttock. Give it a massage or a hit. We're going to come, we'll do that sort of hitting when we come up. So let's maybe just surrender to it. Can we increase that position at all? Good. And then slowly come up and either switch the cross. So if you know the swivel round, if you're in shoelace, you just swivel round, and ideally your knees, your left knee is now on top. Again, just check that you're on two buttocks. Lift up, so conscious of being grounded and conscious of being lifted and elevated, while we now bring our chin to our chest for our half circles. Awareness now clearly on Vishuddhi chakra, throat chakra. Lift back up and look from one side to the other. Breathe into the middle, breathe out to look round. One more to each side. Come back to center and the other direction. All the way back to center. Let the head drop over to I'll mirror image you over to your right side. Tongue at 5 points. Then allow the head to come to the diagonal. Nod the head. Find the most uncomfy spot. And then rotate the nose towards the armpit. Just again, ease into it. And maybe take the hand to the back of the head. Rotate the head around a fraction and hold it. Good. Lift back up. And when you're ready, head goes to the other side. Ear to shoulder. Breathe. So all we need to do, just be upright, be conscious of being upright so we don't lose our good technique, we're aware. And then we take the head to the diagonal, nod the head, find the uncomfiest position. And nose to armpits, again feel free to do a little bit of movement around. And if it helps, hand to the back of the head, but remember this is just a gentle movement. So again, this type of activity, it's very much about listening to your body, choosing the choice, the option that feels the best one to you. Good. We sit up and now we create the length. So we take hold of the base of the neck, we lengthen the neck, we open the chest, we look up, keep breathing. Look down, rub the necks, find the uncomfy spots. And we go again. Look down, rub the necks. And from here, we're going to come to zigzag forward. Again, let's just surrender to that. Rub the left glute at least. Good. Can you ease down a fraction more? Lovely. And then very, very slowly, we come out of it and cross the legs. And before we sit up, let's widen the legs and just allow the knees to go from one side to the other. And this is just really loosening up because we've sat for a little while today. So just loosening out those hips. That's it, good. Just a nice movement. And then maybe from here we move to come to our hands and knees. And we'll do some cat stretching. You don't have to do lion's breath again unless you want to, because you've already done that. So maybe just focus on a nice calm breath now. But a little bit more mobilization for the spine as we've been static. Breathing in, breathing out. Can you move the spine any more? And we're going to come into circling cat. Again, personally, I feel I need a little bit more movement for my spine. Maybe a figure of 8 cat. Again, what feels good? Choose the most nourishing choice. Maybe it's something completely different. Maybe you want to find a stability ball and do some stretching on the stability ball or a rolling ball. Again, I always invite you, while we have a structure, of course, and an outline for the class, this style of yoga, as I'm sure you all recognize, is quite a freestyle within certain parameters, because it's exactly that idea that we are encouraging our students to take personal responsibility and to listen to their own bodies, rather than, feeling that we're not conscious choice makers in our own lives, because of course we are. So when I'm giving you the circling cat, I actually gave you quite a lot of other choices, and that's fine. Choose the most nourishing choice. Lovely. So before we come up, we're going to do a rotation. Take your toes to your right side and walk your hands towards the feet. So you're in a twist position, and breathe into it. Try and soften into it. You should feel that. And then hands back to center. And then take the feet over to the left and walk your hands over to your left side and look towards your left foot. And breathe. Again, it's okay if you want to just rock or move or just wiggle into this a bit. That's fine. Good. And then we're coming into our feet. And as you absolutely will know, it's all about grounding today. So plant the feet firmly and roll our body up bone by bone. So we arrive back at the top. Good. And we become ready, of course, and get ready for our salute to sun. So I must admit, it's nice enough to be outside today, but the grass is rather wet. So I actually had my breakfast outside today, and I had a few things on my mind, but by the time I ate my breakfast mindfully and listened to the birds and didn't rush, you just felt so much better. So again, all these things, as we know, can be very earthing to us. So we'll come to the front edge of the mat, and when I'm just having to adjust my mic, the little thing has got a little bit broken. Could you just be wiggling out your toes and seeing if you can plant your toes one at a time to the mat? That's an exercise, of course. Are you actually able to do that? It's not something I can do, by the way. So we lift up, and if we can't do it, we think it. So like I'm showing with my fingers, like you're playing the piano, but you do one at a time. Can you do that with your toes? Some people can do that. And of course, that's an exercise for the feet. So this helps us feel grounded. And if we can work with our feet and separate our toes more, we will find that we feel a lot more centered and a lot more balanced. So this is important if we do have issues with the feet, to work with the feet. Hands to heart. Take a few deep breaths and get that sense that you really are earthed and grounded, and feel your connection to the earth. Full deep breaths. And again, I invite you to dedicate your practice, if you wish, a prayer practice. Inhale, sky reaching. So plant the feet, feel earth, grow tall. Now, we don't want to back bend until we feel really grounded, because we're just going to fall over otherwise. So plant the feet like you've got roots on your feet and at a small back bend. And as we exhale, we either hinged forward if we're feeling strong, otherwise roll down. Look forward on the in, exhale to drop the head. Again, inhale, look forward, exhale, drop the head, and stay here for a few rounds of breathing. Just stay down. I'm not doing too well with my mic today. I think I'm going to have to totally become disconnected. Sorry about this, everybody. This is one thing I'll be very glad to get rid of. I won't be using mics other than when I'm going to just use the mic on the Zoom camera. I won't have to do this if I'm not recording on my phone. Anyway, when we're here, we bend the knees and we hit the glutes. And again, we feel that sense of being grounded. Hold on to the elbows and swing the arms, not the head. And just again, feel that hands to foot pose. Another asana to awaken the root chakra. Look forward on the in. Exhale, drop down. Big step back with the right leg. Knee to the mat if that feels appropriate. Press into the right hip. Really plant that left foot. Reach forward with the arms. Hands to the back of the head to open out the heart and the chest. Keep breathing, feeling that stretch in the right hip flexor. And as it's warm up, we're going to stretch out that left leg and press the heel away for a forward fold. First of all, we inhale, exhale, we drop low. Inhale, exhale, we drop low, and we hold the stretch. So today's root chakra, it's all about from the perineum, the cervix downwards. So it's also with hips, knees, feet, legs, hamstrings, etc. So we'll be focusing a bit more on that today. Lifting up now, bending both knees, and walk the dog. So if we're able, we're going to roll over the toes. If not, just come onto the tiptoes and do your best. So we're starting to loosen the foot. But as we do this, check the alignment of the foot. You're not rolling in or you're not rolling out. So your alignment is good. Otherwise, that will throw the hips and the knees and the spine out. Bend both knees, stomach to thighs, and lift the hips. Keep the knees bent to start with, focusing on the lengthening of the spine. Plant both heels to the floor. Keep breathing. And you can now use some Ujjayi pranayama. This helps us ground, help us feel focused. The breath leading to success, as we know this breath. So another grounding, calming, focus type breath. Come to both knees. Perhaps move the feet back, roll the shoulders back, chin breastbone to the mat. Glide through to your version of cobra. Elbows against waist, shoulders down. That's it, good. Exhale, tuck the toes under, walk the feet slightly forward, bend the knees, lift the hips, find the length in the back, and only then begin to drop the heels. Keep breathing, just find your position. Develop it in your best way. Check the form, second toe align with the mat. Check the knees, they want to pull up, so drop the fronts of the thighs and place some weight on the base of the little toe, especially if you see your knees falling inwards. Look forward, right leg swings through, crescent moon. Pressing into that left hip now. That's it, reach forward with the arms. And your choice, do you want to have your hands at the back of the head or look up? Or are we feeling ready to extend and look back? We're going to come up, but we're going to keep straightening the legs. So we're going to push off with the toes and straighten both legs. And again, we're having a forward fold, but this time on the right. So working with the stretching. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, and stay in the forward fold. So really focusing on the lengthening of the stretching of the legs today. Pushing off now with that left foot. So we're in hands to foot pose again. Keep breathing. Plant the feet. Feel grounded, sky reaching, adding in a back bend if you can. Hands back to namaste. Well done. Keep breathing. First round, nice and slow. Let's go again slow. Inhale, sky reaching. Exhale, hands to foot. Bend the knees, arms underneath the knees, stomach on thighs. Lift the hips, soften the face and the jaw as we lift the hips. Feel the stretch in the lumbar back, glutes, face and jaw relaxed. Stay with it. Now, if we have got the flexibility, we start to straighten the legs, keep the stomach on the thighs. Ultimately, looking for the full hand to foot pose, we can slide the hands towards the ankles, look forward on the inhale, exhale, drop down. Again, forward and up on the inhale, exhale, drop down. Both hands to the mat. So this is the full forward fold. When we have two straight legs, and actually while you're down here, especially if your feet aren't very, your toes are quite cramped, can you open out your toes with your thumbs? So let's work on this hand to foot pose, and see if we can go a bit lower with really lovely straight, and as much as we can, stretch toes and hold it. So using this as an asana for the root chakra. Feeling earthed, holding the stretch, but keep breathing, of course. Big step back with the left leg now. Crescent moon. Reach forward with the arms. Coming into sky reaching, back bending if we could. Keep breathing. Now we're going to swing that right leg back, and here we're walking the dog again, but we're swiveling on the feet. So again, this is an exercise for the legs, isn't it? And they're all through the outside of the legs, the feet, the hips. We'll swivel. Now you can stay with the swivel, or as usual, we can come into our side plank. So when we're working with root chakra, it is also about strength. Strength of the physical body, strength of character, strength of mind, feeling strong. I am strong. Open out, and we can thread the needle. So it's a strong physical body, a sense of strength of will, strength of purpose, a sense of self-worth. We'll do one more. Go the other way. And knowing as well that we are strong enough to cope with all of life's ups and downs. We can develop that personal, physical, emotional, spiritual strength. We come back into down face dog. Hold the position, keep breathing. Then check the form. Look back at your feet, your knees. Nice full deep breath. And then another strength pose. Here it comes, plank or chaturanga. Hold your strength pose. Have some willpower. Can you hold this? Do you want to change it? Do you want to do a leg pull? Do you want to stay here or put your knees to the floor? What feels good to you? And that's the right choice. Good. And then all the way down. Coming into cobra, elbows against waist, shoulders down. Good. Well done, everybody. You're all there. Down dog. Walk the feet forward. Bend the knees. Hold the down dog. Breathe into it. Look forward. Left leg swings through. Press into that right hip now. Crescent moon. Keep breathing. And before we straighten up, stand up, straighten both legs for the forward fold on the left. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to hinge over. Again, inhale, exhale, stay with the position. Again, surrender to it. Straighten out the legs as best as you can. Push off with that right foot. Hands to foot pose. Maybe just give a little ease on the ankles this time. Perhaps you can be almost in full forward fold, perhaps not. And then push into the floor as we rise up, feeling that very sense that you're grounded, and hands back to namaste. Well done, everybody. Here we go with flow. Inhale, exhale, hands to foot. Inhale, right leg steps back. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, chaturanga or 8 limbs. Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right. Exhale, hands to foot pose. In sky reaching. And breathe. Always check that we're breathing calmly. exhale. And also the breath doesn't need to be noisy. Left leg steps back. It's a steady, calm breath. So see if you can consciously breathe calmly and as deeply as required, but not more deeply than is needed. Exhale, down dog. So not a noisy breath. It's not like a ujjayi. Left leg swims through a Bhastrika, which is clearly much deliberately stronger and a little noisier. Exhale, hands to foot. Inhale, sky reaching, and breathe. Inhale, sky reaching. Exhale, hands to foot. Inhale, left, a big step back. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, chaturanga, or 8 limbs, cobra. And there's a slight breath hold there, isn't there? Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg swings through. Exhale, hands to foot pose. In, sky reaching. And breathe again. Inhale. Exhale, hands to foot. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, chaturanga if we want to build that strength. Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right. Exhale, hands to foot pose. In. So finish off the breath. Don't rush it. Breathe calmly. Remember the mantras. And remember that the mantras, we have to slow down because we flow with the mantra. Exhale, left leg steps back. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, all the way down. Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left. Exhale, hands to foot pose. In, sky reaching, and breathe. We have 6 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale, stepping back into high lunge if you can, otherwise warrior 1. Now, high lunge is a really good example if we have got good grounded feet because we push into the left foot, we're on the toes of the right leg, and then we lift up. So we have to be grounded, otherwise we're going to be really wobbly here. Do your best. Well done. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, chaturanga, or 8 limbs, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right leg swings through, high lunge, push into the right foot, push into the toes of the left foot, and can you sink a bit lower? Good. Exhale, hands to foot pose. Inhale, sky reaching. Breathe. Inhale, sky reaching. Exhale, hands to foot pose. Inhale, left leg steps back. Plant the feet and then lift up. Sink down if you can. Hold your high lunge. It's also known as elevated warrior. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, chaturanga, or 8 limbs, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left. Push into the floor, steady gaze, and then come down. That's it. Exhale, hands to foot pose. Inhale, sky reaching. Breathe. Let's work with warrior 2. Again, a very strong pose. Inhale. Exhale, right leg swings back. Come into your warrior 2. Put down your middle fingers and find your warrior 2. Find your strength. Feel strong. You can say that, I am strong. Exhale as an affirmation, down dog. Inhale, chaturanga, or 8 limbs, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg swings through. Again, feel planted, grounded, earthed. Feel your strength. Exhale, left leg comes through, hand to foot. Inhale, sky reaching, and breathe. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, exhale, hands to foot. Inhale, left leg steps back, warrior two. I am strong, an affirmation. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, 8 limbs. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg swings through. Warrior two. Good, well done. You're there. That's it. Find your warrior two. Doesn't matter if you're a little bit slower. Doesn't matter. There's no judgments. Exhale. We hold those ones a little longer, as you can see. Inhale, sky reaching, and breathe. Final 2 rounds, unguided, own choice. Stay focused. And of course, the choice is not to do it at all. Keep going, don't follow me. This isn't part of the move, tucking your microphone back away. Good. And as usual, when we're finished, take a moment to stand quietly in your hands to heart pose and feel the effects the practice has had on your body. So I often point this out, it's that steady beating of the heart. Now that's a very healthy beating. And while the heart rate is elevated, we hopefully are still breathing in a calm and steady way. We're not breathless. So if we can learn to regulate our breath and harmonize it, and the move to harmonize to the breath, not the other way around, we find we get this very healthy workout for the heart. By all means elevated, we want to feel that we've worked the heart. And then come into goddess pose, and as ever, lift the heart, turn the palms forwards. And just focus on any sensations in the body, tingling perhaps, warmth, and then relax. Gaze into Chittakash. And again, just observe how the mind is without a judgment. Is it more peaceful? Well done, everybody. Before we complete and we come out of this little round, these rounds, please take any moment, the moment I should say, to do any movement. Choose the most nourishing choice. Don't think it, just allow your body to flow. It will start to do what it needs. And just take that few moments to be grounded, to be centered, listening into the movements that the body is requesting from us. Good. And slowly roll up. Well done, everybody. And please, when you're ready, just take a drink and just rehydrate. I always find when I have to speak, of course, all through that, it does, you absolutely need to hydrate. Good. Well done. So, as we know, we're going to do some standing work. And you're all familiar with the idea that we will be looking at how can we feel grounded and strong in our poses. So we're going to start, we often start with Tadasana because that's known as standing mountain. So again, I'm sure you're familiar. Won't spend too long on it, but lift the toes. Again, place them down on the floor one at a time if you can. Feet hip width, shoulders back, chin retracts. And feel the qualities of the mountain, standing mountain. The steadiness, the stability, the calmness. And maybe you have your own affirmations. I am strong. I am balanced. I am calm. And just let that sensation of being grounded, being earth, being the mountain, the image of the mountain, maybe close the eyes. And keep that with you as we continue with some of our other practices. So clearly standing on two legs is the easiest. And let's take that straight into Uttanasanas, chair pose. And again, feel that quality of strength, feeling the literal physical strength that's required. Strong buttocks, strong legs to ground us. Keep holding it. And let's see if we can go a bit deeper. And there's a whole sequence of twists in this practice. We often use them, hands to heart, but we're not going to do this today. We're going to hinge or roll up, but you know there's a whole sequence that goes with that. I'd like to go straight into tree pose. I think the trees, we're very aware of the trees at the moment, aren't we? So standing on, I will mirror image you, standing on your right foot, basic tree, heel against ankle, knee open, hands at heart. Now that you can stay there. The important thing is to keep balanced, but again, knowing it doesn't matter if we wobble. So we start to bring the foot up. Now, when we're doing this work, look ahead and find a drishti point. So a drishti point is something steady on the floor or on the wall that is not moving. And with a steady but slightly soft gaze at it. Now, if you want to take your leg up, you'll need to hold your foot and come into ideally half lotus and then just hold that. Now only when you feel ready do we slowly bring the hands up and let the palms point towards each other. Shoulders down. Keep breathing. Stay with it if you can. And when you need to come out of it, aiming not to wobble, but again, don't be worried if you wobble. Slowly come out of it and return to Tadasana. Maybe close your eyes, focus your mind. And then we go and do exactly the same, but on the other leg, of course. So again, find your position. Use the same position on this side as you did on the other. Otherwise your body gets very... You can have your foot against the knee, I should have said. Or you can have half lotus. Using half lotus, open the knee as much as you can. Keep the pelvis square. Keep your feet rooted into the earth. Visualize that. And when you feel ready, you can bring your hands up, if you do feel ready, I should say. Keep breathing. Shoulders down. And again, of course, these asanas induce calmness of the mind as we stand rooted and earth like the tree. Only come out of it when you're ready. That's it. See if you can bring your foot down and plant it firmly, and then come out of it and back to Tadasana. Okay, now I'm going to show you a couple of other options. Don't feel you have to do these, but you can just practice your basic tree again. And we're going to add a forward fold because I'd like to work on that idea of stretching the legs as well. I'll demonstrate it briefly. So, wherever you can manage to hold your foot, you're going to add in, and we've been doing forward fold, the forward fold. Now you can bend your knees, and of course not everybody is going to get down there with straight legs. And the intention is to try and take your knee as near to the shin as you can, and most people clearly are not going to be able to do that. even if you're super flexible. And then to come out of it, you push into the floor and you bend the knees, come back into prayer, and slowly, it's much more tricky now, have the intention to come back again and then unfold. So by all means have a go. Doesn't matter if you wobble, you can hold on. So let's go do it together. Plant the feet. Decide which leg you're going to work with first. Excuse me. Bring the leg up. And ideally, we do need it for the forward fold. The leg needs to be here if you could. And then you can just practice seeing what happens, really. Can you do it or not? Without any judgment. Forward fold in your own time. Dropping down. Bend the knees if you need to. Stay with it. And really feel, the more, as you say, you can separate the toes, the better. And then coming out of it, it's almost impossible to do it without bending the knee. And come out of it. So that's a tricky move. It's clearly more advanced. Again, don't worry if you wobbled. When you feel ready, just try it again. So, of course, on your other side. So I'm actually going to do the same side because I've already done it on two sides, and it's good to practice on your weaker side. So I'm going to practice again. If I was in the studio, I'd probably be coming round. I can watch you to a degree from here. I can't see all of your legs. Some of you I can, but others of you I can just see your top half. So yeah, just practice in your own time. It is about being quiet and focused in your mind, all balances as much as your physical strength. So just practice use it as a practice of keeping the mind steady. Good. And again, when you come out of it. Now, one important part of that is the drishti point. The drishti point is down and then it comes up. And that's quite a difficult transition because, then we come up, and that is often when we wobble. So let's have another practice of the high lunge, because we do the same in the high lunge. We come from down to up. So how does it go? Yeah, we step back. Let's all come from this position. So come onto the front edge of your mat. So hands to foot pose. Yeah. Now step back with your right foot. If you do need to put the foot fully down, that's okay. Turn it out for warrior one. Now, clearly the gaze is down. This is your drishti point, is probably somewhere just in front of your left toe. Now, can you come up very slowly by pushing into both feet and then shift your drishti point to at your own eye level, or maybe just fractionally above, and then bend that right knee more and see if you can sink down, and then hold. Let's call it elevated warrior. I like that name. So you feel strong, you'll really feel your legs, but can you keep your balance? Well done. Step through and forwards. So again, obviously I know you're all on mute, but if you're in the studio, I'd be asking you. So it's that learning to shift your balance, your gaze from being down to up, and that steadiness. So very much wanting to work with this idea of feeling grounded and stable, and using this practice to help us that, and not to get anxious or stressed. If we wobble, so we wobble. Everybody wobbles sometimes. So let's go back down into hands to foot pose, because remember that's where you're down, and then you step back. So before you come up, let's just focus on what's happening in the feet. If your left foot is behind, your right toes are nice and splayed. You feel as if you're pushing back into your toes of the left foot, and then you look down, but you come up really slowly, grounded, strong. Find your elevated warrior, drop the shoulders, and then bend that left knee and push into your feet. Your feet having to work really hard, your leg muscles, your core, to help you feel strong and grounded. That's it. And if you're quite good at it, you can, I mean, I'm doing it to look at you, but you can twist in it as well. And that, oh, that's really tricky if you're on your toes. So have a go if you want. I didn't give you that on the other side, mind you. All right, we'll leave that standing right there today. I had some intention to do some other ones, but we haven't got around to it. Let's come down in Hindi squat. Again, I'd like us all to be really calm and steady. So legs wide, probably just a little bit wider than the mat. And come down, nice and calm and steady. And look ahead. Again, don't worry if you can't get fully down. But this is actually a great exercise as well for releasing all the lower back, hips, etc. And then, you can have a whole series of arm balances because, balancing on your hands. Let's have a go. I know Rich will be able to do this. Let's have a go at the crow. Again, don't worry, I'll break it down. If you've got wrist issues, this isn't going to suit you. Well, you can do the first one. Splay out your hands like so. Put your fingers slightly turned inwards and really like you want to now use your hands as your feet. So they want to be nice and grounded, and that's what's going to happen. And then there's all sorts of ways of teaching this. You can stand on blocks to get your head buttocks really high. And then I normally come onto my tiptoes and push the arms into the knees, or the other way around if you like. So you make like a balance with your upper arm. So your knees and your inner thighs are pushing. Now that's perhaps enough for a beginner. Just push into the hands and come onto your toes. You can try lifting one toe at a time. But when you're feeling strong, and actually you've got to be careful you haven't got slippy clothes on, you've got a slippy top on, you won't be able to get any sense of being grounded. So I'm just rolling my sleeves up a bit. But then you come up and you push against your feet, your legs, and you find your crow. And if you can, you come into balance. So again, just play with that. And then obviously if you're stronger, you can do all sorts of other things from crow, but that's not what I'm going to be teaching today. Okay, lovely. So I'll leave you with that for a moment or so. And it's again now feeling that strength in your wrists and palms, and like you're gripping the floor with your hands. That's it. So you can have a few. That's it. So we've got Rich going up there. There's all other things that you can practice, which involve grounding from your hands and your feet together. Good. So as I've already indicated, it's things to do with strength of the legs and the knees. So how can we strengthen those in a way that helps us in yoga? And we're going to look at boat pose. So I often use this when we're focusing on the crown chakra, but it's a great one for strengthening your quads. So put your hands on the floor, sit tall. Again, we need to be grounded. We start with one leg at a time and bring the leg in. So this is very good work for issues with quads, weak quads and weak knees. And we bring the other leg up and we bring it in. So we want these nice strong legs. Now you can work with that level. You can work with two legs. And we take the hands away. So we often use this for Manipura chakra as well, because this is about core strength. But I'd like to use it today for the legs. So see if you could bring your legs in. Feel the quads. We want those nice strong legs. Pull the legs in. That's it. If you can, remember to drop down at any level. And then full one. We won't actually, we'll take a break before we go into that one. Cross the ankles, forward fold. Feel the release. And now, staying at one of those levels or coming into the full boat pose, which is both legs, both arms. Pull up the stomach muscles, bring the legs in close and stretch the legs. Again, it's all about holding the position if you can. If it's getting too much, bend the knees, but go again. I don't know what I've been doing, but I can feel my quads so much today. I don't seem to be able to hold that as long as normal. In fact, my quads are shaking. And that's the sign they're fatiguing. But that's a good sign because it means you're strengthening, and that's clearly what we want. So again, you just have a go at that. Yeah, I can see some rubbing of the quads going on. Yeah, exactly. That's what you probably need to do. All right. So when we're looking at back bends, let's come back to Cobra. because again, it's a grounding one. We'll start with Sphinx, in fact. So we'll put the hands on the floor in our normal way, and I'd like us to be aware of the pelvis. We're going to do 3 different types of back bends, and just hold it. So shoulders down, palms forwards, breathe calmly, settle into it. Clearly our back bends are really important. Now we've got a couple of choices coming up here. We can do the yin version when we take the hands quite far forward, like so. And in yin, we actually hold this for quite a long time. So it's, quite strong when you're holding it for a while. You soften the elbows and your hands are quite well forward. So you can see my hands are not under my shoulders. So let's just stay with that. Let's just stay with the stability and the sense of being still and focusing on it with a calm, steady breath, which are all qualities in all yoga classes, but particularly in the postures that we hold a while. So we learn to be strong and stable and calm. Soften the shoulders. It may be a little uncomfy. Can you bear it? Does it feel a discomfort that's a manageable discomfort, or is it something that you need to come out? Remember your principle. My actions are aligned with the universe. And then we'll all come out of that and we'll swing the legs from side to side. So actually I think we'll just stay with that version of a cobra today rather than going into the cobra we've been working with in the practice earlier. But what we are going to do, we're going to look at locust pose, as it's called in yoga. Now again, I'm going to need to break this down, so you might need to just watch. So we're going to, if you know it, or you want to practice something like opposite arm and leg for a few moments, then feel free. So we're going to make a knuckle with the right hand, and we put the knuckle here in the groin, and the arm needs to come underneath us. So we lie on the right arm, we roll over to the right side and do the same, left knuckle under left hip, and you're lying on your arms, a bit like fish, but you're on your tummy. And then we stretch the right leg, and we lift the leg as high as we can. So let's just all practice that. Then the right leg. So put your arms, you can lie down, put your knuckle just where the groin and the pelvis and the leg meet, and then the other knuckle, and you're resting on your chin. Now, these positions can be a bit uncomfy for people, so just do your best. And we stretch the right leg, and we keep the pelvis down, and we lift the right leg. Now, you'll feel that in your leg, but also your buttocks. That's correct. So it's a strengthening for the buttock and the lower back. Clearly all about that stability and strength. And then we do it on the other side. So we'll practice 1 or 2 just with the leg. Just with one leg at a time. See how you get on with that. Now the full locust pose, and I can't do this at all, and I've not seen anybody do it in this country. I've seen them do it in India, the children doing the Kalari-Pait, the ancient martial art, is to bring up both legs. We're going to try for both legs, and then rest just on your chest, so from out here, and bring your legs all the way over and touch your head. So I think that's definitely a visualization one, but that's the locust pose. So that's not, as I say, I've never seen anybody in this country do it. But we'll try lifting both legs. If it's too strong, stick with the one leg. Okay, so you're lying on your wrists, your arms are underneath you, you lift one leg then, and you lift the second leg, and you lift your legs, push into the floor with your arms, and lift your legs as high as you can. It's giving me cramp, so I'm going to stop that. But that's the idea. One leg is usually what most of us manage. Some of us manage the 2 legs, and you lift if you can lift your legs really high, go ahead, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not sure if you fully understood that. All right, let's release. And before we come into our final twist and our relaxation, you can lift up into cobra. We'll all zigzag back to child pose because the spine does need to be released. So nice and slow, and calm the mind. And what I would like to finish with before, as I say, we're going to relaxation, is some really good hamstring stretching, because most of us are a bit tight in our hamstrings, so very much hamstrings, as I've said. We're focused on that. We'll do a hamstring stretch, we'll take a spine twist, then we go into relaxation. So we haven't even lain down as yet today. So let's hug our knees to the right knee to the chest. So that's knee to chest pose, as we often use in the warm-up. You can use it to massage your ascending colon and stretch your left leg. Helps with lower back release. And then use a strap if you'd like to extend the right leg. And actually you've done quite a lot of hamstring stretching in standing. So let's just take one leg at a time at the end of class today as opposed to the beginning. Flex and point the ankle, and then just in our own time, let's calm it all down. Eyes closed, tongue at fire point, focusing on that hamstring stretching, focusing on the root chakra. Check that the alignment is good. Full, deep, calm breaths. And we're using this as an inversion as well, by the way, because clearly we're lying down. And if we actually lifted the buttocks and put them on a block or a bolster, it would be more of an inversion. And we'll slowly let that leg down. There may be time just to do another inversion as well. If you feel you'd like to, left leg comes up, massage the descending colon. Extend your left leg, flex and point the ankle. Hold the position, chin tucks in, steady breath. And that nice, calm steadiness. This is what we've focused on in particular today. The calming of the breath and the subsequent calming of the mind and the whole system. As the mind and breath quieten, the body follows. And I mean all the systems of the body. Digestive system, heart rate. Okay, so we have a little more time, depending on how much relaxation time you want. I invite you now to do any inversion of your choice. You've just done child pose. If you feel you really need to do a headstand or a shoulder stand, we're not spending long in it, because what I would like us to all do is a spine twist before we go into our relaxation. So again, you may just want to, I like to work with my feet when I'm upside down, as I think I've told a number of you, because for some reason when I'm in shoulder stand, I can open my toes more. So for me, that's something I just discovered, it's a good choice, because I'm always on a losing battle, in fact, to try and keep my feet mobile. Well, I just try and do something every day, so they don't get too arthritic or too tight or too closed. By all means, go into plough and fish, but just not for too long. Otherwise, we won't have any time for relaxation. But again, that advice, choose the most nourishing choice, is really the best instruction I can give you. And what feels the right choice to you now, that is the right choice. So completing, when you have finished your practice with a spine twist, and please, we never want to miss our relaxation. That's not a part of the class that I would ever recommend to anybody skipping, unless of course you have to leave for a good reason. So as ever, when you have completed your practice, good, I can see a few of you just putting your extra layers on now. Take you a few moments on your back. And again, of course, you can use any crystals or anything else you may like to use. So please settle yourself down. Eyes closed. I will just leave the screen for a moment. The doorbell's just gone. I don't know whether it's delivery, so please do excuse me, but I will be back as soon as I can. Fine. Yeah, go ahead. Hi. Yeah.
Just going to go up scaffolding, that's all.
Are you? Is that all? You're not?
What's that, sorry?
Are you just for the carpenters?
No, they're just the joiners. We're going to be measuring today, and then
Okay.
we'll be here tomorrow just to replace any rotten sills or fascia.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Just like that, really.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. Yeah. So we will, as usual, be finishing with our chanting of our chakra sounds. We will chant them one after another. Feel free to stay in lying, or if you wish, you can come, of course, to sitting. But take your time. You transition nice and slowly. How calm can you be? We bring our awareness to Muladhara, the root chakra. We'll chant the sounds one after the other. We know this is Lam and the colour is red. Take a deep breath in. Lam. Vam. Ram. Yam. Ham. Sham. If you are lying, please stretch out, rolling to your favorite side when you feel ready to do so, but leaving the eyes still closed. And rolling to your favorite side when you're ready. And slowly pushing up. Eyes still closed. And we bring our hands to Namaste. Rub the palms till again we feel that warmth, that heat. And bring that energy or that vitality back into the eyes, the brain. Palming the eyes, looking into Chittakash. When we're ready, we separate the fingers. Take the hands away, continue to gaze. Observe how you are. And we will remind ourselves of today's mantra as we still have our eyes closed, so it really sinks in. My actions are aligned with the universe. Om Kriyam Namaha. Witness the choices you make and choose nourishing choices, one that will support you, so the law of karma is enlivened. What we put out, we receive. We all know that. The law of karma. So being conscious choice makers and listening to messages from our body and be guided by those. Thank you as ever for your presence. Namaste. Namaste. If you are watching at home, as you know, we can open next week and we are hoping to see as many of you as you can back in the studio. Thank you.